Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Finance 360-degree sessions in which we cover the relevant and important finance current affairs and the RBI notifications, the RBI press releases which are very important from your examination perspective. And in today's session, we are going to discuss two very important topics in this session. The first one is that the RBI has released the report on municipal finances. So we are going to discuss the highlights that have been presented by the Reserve Bank of India. The second news article is regarding the MoU that has been signed between the RBI and the Maldives Monetary Authority. So these both news articles are very important from your examination perspective. Now give me a thumbs up if everything is fine, if I am clearly audible and visible. And good morning and welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming to the session, and today we are going to discuss these two very important RBI press releases that the RBI has recently released. Okay, so we are going to discuss the highlights of the RBI report and we are going to discuss the MoU between the RBI and the MMA. Okay, so I hope I am clearly audible and visible. So let's move ahead. Good morning, Monica. Good morning, everyone. So now before starting with the session, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting these relevant videos, as well as do subscribe to the Telegram channel of EduTap so that you can get the PDF of the session. Okay, so you will get the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. So starting with the first RBI press release, the first topic for today, that is the RBI has released the report on municipal finances, and this report, it has the theme own sources of revenue generation in municipal corporations, opportunities and challenges. So this is the theme of this report. Okay, so the Reserve Bank of India has released the report on municipal finances with the theme own sources of revenue generation in municipal corporations, opportunities and challenges. This presents an analysis of the budgetary data for 232 municipal corporations, which covers more than 90% of total municipal corporations in the country. So you can understand that this report is on the municipal finances and the data has been taken from the municipal corporations, and that is covering 90%, like around more than 90% of the municipal corporations in the country. Okay, so is this report released for the first time in 2024? No, it's not like that. It may be recalled that the Reserve Bank had released its initial report on municipal finances in November 2022. So for the first time, such a report was released in 2022, followed by a study on the finances of Panchayati Raj institution that was released in the starting of this year, that is January 2024, and now in November 2024 the Reserve Bank of India has released the report on municipal finances, that is, you can say, the second edition that the RBI has released, and this is having the theme that we have discussed. Okay, now this present report extend the initiative of the Reserve Bank of India to discuss about the local bodies. Okay, the analysis in this report has been widened to cover more municipal corporations as compared to the initial report. So in the initial report that was released in November 2022, there were lesser municipal corporations that were covered, but now there are more and more municipal corporations that are covered in the recent report. Okay, and strengthened with findings from a primary survey of municipal corporation. So even the primary survey has been done in the municipal corporations on the property taxes, because we want to see the own sources of the municipal corporation. So municipal corporation get the money from the property taxes, from the vacant land taxes, from the fees and fines that is received from the local areas. Okay, so the municipal corporation, the own sources of the municipal corporation. So a property tax is the huge source of the income of the municipal corporation, the revenue. So property tax is a huge source of revenue for the municipal corporation. So there is a primary survey that has been done of the municipal corporation on property taxes, a significant revenue source for the corporations. Okay, so I hope this is clear, and the municipal corporations have various sources to get the own sources, property tax, vacant land tax, even there is tax on like water benefit tax is also there, and there is tax on cattle, and such is also there. So there is the tax that is collected from local areas, okay, and there is the fees and fines that is also taken, like the birth and death registration fees is taken, okay. So such kind of own revenue sources are available with the municipal corporation. Now, while the revenue account of the municipal corporation has remained in surplus, so you can understand that the revenue account of the municipal corporation is in surplus. Surplus means, what is the meaning of surplus? That means the revenue or the receipts of the municipal corporation are greater than the expenditure of the municipal corporation. So whatever receipts that the municipal corporation has got, that is greater than the expenditure of the municipal corporation. But now there is also one problem attached with this. What is that problem? It should be good, right? That the receipts of the municipal corporation are greater than the expenditure. So that should be good. But the problem here is that the municipal corporations are heavily relied on the transfers and the grants from the upper tiers of the government. So there is a heavy reliance from the grants that the municipal corporations are getting from the state governments and the central governments. So you can understand that the revenue is, or the receipts are greater than the expenditure, but that is because of the heavy reliance on the transfers and the grants from the upper tier of the government, okay. The own source of revenues are not adequate. The own source revenues from the taxes, from the fees, they are not adequate for meeting the revenue expenditure for most of the corporations. That means if we see the generation of revenue through the own sources from the taxes, from the fees and fines, so that is lesser than the expenditure that is happening on the operating expenses are more than the operating expenses, or the day-to-day expenses of the municipal corporations are more than the revenue that they are generating from their own sources. So that is troublesome, because the municipal corporations are heavily relied on the transfers and grants from the upper tiers of the government, okay. They are not generating the revenue, much revenue or sufficient revenue themselves. They are heavily relied on the transfers and grants. So the own source revenues from the taxes, like the water benefit tax, the land tax, or the vacant land tax, or the tax on property. So the taxes or the fees, the own source revenues are not adequate for meeting the revenue expenditure, that is the operating expenses or the day-to-day expenses of the municipal corporation. For most of the municipal corporation, this is the scenario, which can affect their functional and financial autonomy. If they are dependent on the upper tiers of the government, that means they do not have any financial independence, okay. So that is a troublesome situation. Now the property tax revenues of municipal corporations would benefit. Now how the municipal corporation can improve their own source revenue, that they should generate their own receipts more. So how they can do so? So that is, the property tax revenues of the municipal corporation would benefit from initiatives such as adoption of geographic information system mapping. So they know that which area is having the property, which area is the vacant land and such. Digital payment system to receive the money, as well as dynamic valuation systems and better monitoring to plug leakages, so that the people are not stealing the money away, or the people are not hiding away there, like they are not they are not paying the taxes. That should not be happening, okay. So to plug the leakages, there is the requirement of the steps to be taken by the municipal corporation. So this is the idea, okay. So now this report has been prepared in the Division of Local Finances, Department of Economic and Policy Research. So in the Department of DEPR, the Division of Local Finances has prepared this report, and this is the highlights that have been provided by the Reserve Bank of India in its press release. And in this report, you can go through the report, but the main highlights have been given by the RBI, and these are the main highlights, okay. So now coming to the second press release of the Reserve Bank of India. Before that, Pratham has a question, that was this lecture notified to students in paid. So the idea is that the Finance 360 happens on Tuesday, Thursday and your Saturday, 10 AM. So be on time, and there is no separate notification that is required, because the time is set, that is Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, 10 AM, okay, Pratham. So you can join the class at 10 AM in YouTube, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Now starting with the second notification or second press release of RBI. The first one we have discussed about the report on municipal corporation. The second one is about the RBI and MMA sign MoU to promote the use of local currencies. So what has happened that the Reserve Bank of India and the Maldives Monetary Authority have signed a MoU, Memorandum of Understanding, for establishing a framework to promote the use of local currencies for the transaction between the Maldives and Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so a framework is going to be established to promote the use of local currencies, that is Indian rupees and Maldivian rupiah, for cross-border transactions, for the current account transactions and for the permissible capital account transactions. So the MoU was signed by the Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, Shri Shaktikanta Das, and the Governor of Maldives Monetary Authority, Mr. Ahmed Munawar. So the RBI, see, recently in this year only, in the starting of the year, there was a MoU that was signed between RBI and the Bank of Indonesia for promoting the use of local currencies, that is Indian rupee and Indonesian rupiah. So you can understand that the Reserve Bank of India is trying to have the bilateral agreements with the various countries around us, so that we can promote the use of local currencies, so that the requirement of the dollars can decrease. Because many of the many of the neighboring countries, they do not have so much of the dollars, and India also, like in India also, we do not have unlimited dollars, and if the demand for dollars increase, the price of dollars will also increase, the value of dollars will also increase. That will be harmful for us also. So we want more and more usage of the local currencies, so that the requirement, the demand for dollars can decrease, the value of dollars should decrease a little, because it is increasing very rapidly. Okay, so RBI and Bank of Indonesia has signed a MoU, and this is at the start of this year, and by the end of the year we have signed another MoU, that is RBI and MMA, that is Maldives Monetary Authority, have signed the MoU to use the local currencies. So slowly and slowly we are promoting the usage of local currencies, so that the dependence on dollars can decrease. Okay, so this is the idea. Now the directions are that the MoU encourages the use of local currencies, Indian rupees and Maldivian rupiah, in current account transactions. See, there is full convertibility in current account transactions. Full convertibility means that how much ever rupees have to be converted for the current account transactions, for the trade in goods, for the trade in services, for the transfer payments, so that is allowed. The conversion of money is allowed very easily. If you want to convert your rupees in any currency or any currency in rupees, there is no prohibition or restriction. So there is full convertibility in the current account transactions. So the MoU encourages the use of INR and MVR in current account transactions, as they have the full convertibility. But in the capital account transactions, there are some restrictions, there are some prohibitions, permissions have to be taken. So only permissible capital account transactions is written when we are talking about the capital account transaction. In the capital account transaction, you have the investment, the FDI, FPI that is coming in, that is going out, the external commercial borrowings that you are doing. So that is like there is some prohibition or there are some restrictions on that. Okay, and any other economic and financial transactions as agreed upon by both the countries. So for that, the transactions can happen in the local currencies. So the framework would enable the exporters and importers to invoice and settle in their respective domestic currencies. So they will not be required to invoice in the dollars. Settlement will not happen in dollars then. The settlement will happen in the domestic currencies, okay, which in turn would enable the development of trading in the domestic currencies in the foreign exchange market also. So use of local currencies would optimize the cost and settlement time for transactions. You can understand that before, rupees had to be converted into dollars. If we are paying to the Maldives, then the dollar had to be converted into the Maldivian rupiah. So it used to take a lot of time, the settlement, like for the exchange also, there are some fees that has to be paid if you are exchanging the rupees into dollars or dollars into any other currency. So there had to be some fees that had to be paid to the authorized dealers, to the money changers and such. But now the money changing will not be required. Directly you can pay in the local currencies. Okay, there is no requirement of converting your money in dollars first and then dollars to the currency. Okay, so it will optimize the cost, the settlement time of transactions will also reduce. Okay, Next is the collaboration marks a key milestone in strengthening the bilateral cooperation. If both the countries are having the MOUs, both the countries are trading more with each other, it will also improve the economic and trade relations between the countries and strengthen the economic relations between India and Maldives, deepening the financial integration between the countries also. So I hope this is very much clear. Any confusion anyone has till now? Any confusion anyone? So this is the essence of the news article, or this is the essence of the press release. So there is the MOU that has been signed between India and the Maldives Monetary Authority. Okay. So this is it for today. But before going through the questions, there are two questions. Before going through that, let me show you that this is the EduTap's website. If you go to edutap.in, you will be able to go through this website, and here the free material is provided to you so that you have the better understanding of the examination. If you go to the free material, there are the blocks that are provided to you. If you go through the blocks, at the end of the page, you can see that there is the categorization, that if you want to understand the exam information, the job profile, if you want to know about the strategy for the examination, or if you want to know about the courses or the success story. If you want to read the success story of the toppers, you can know about all of that through this blocks. Okay, so blocks have been written in a very well articulated manner so that you have the idea about the examination that you want to know. So any examination that you want to know, in the categories you can search for it and you can know more about that particular examination. If you are confused about syllabus, exam pattern, so you can have the clarity in that. Okay, if you want to know about the strategy also for the examination, that is also provided, as well as the success stories, the important points from the success stories also you can read from here. So the blocks are written in a very well articulated manner. Okay, next is your like if you want to see the courses for any of the examination, you can also go through that, and here you will get the complete information that what we are providing in our courses. Okay, so this is the idea that you can know about the courses as well as who will be teaching or what will be taught, what you will be getting in this courses, all of that you can know, as well as how much off is going on, that also you can know. Okay, so now the topic is finished and this is the first question. I hope you will be easily able to answer this question. So this is the first question. Try to answer this question. This is a homework question. Okay, so this is the first question and this is your second question. So very easy, just try to answer this. So this is the second question. This is also a homework question. I hope you will be able to answer both these questions. Okay, can you, okay, last point again. See, the collaboration between the India and Maldives marks a key milestone in strengthening the bilateral cooperation, because if local currencies are being used, there will be more trade that will be happening between the two countries, and that will like if any MOU is signed, if we both are having an agreement, that shows that we are in a friendly terms. So it strengthens the bilateral cooperation between RBI and MMA. Use of local currencies in bilateral transactions will eventually contribute to promote trade between India and Maldives, because we are not incurring the cost as such, because the conversion cost has reduced. We do not have to convert into dollars, and dollars do not have to be converted into the Maldivian rupiah. So you can understand that the costs have been reduced and there is the local currencies that can be used very easily. So that will promote the trade between India and Maldives, as well as deepen the financial integration, because financial integration will be deepened if we are using our local currencies, and this will strengthen the economic relations between India and Maldives. So the more the trade that is happening, the more the transactions that will happen between the countries, the more export and import will happen, and the more services will be provided also, the more FDI might happen, the more FPI might happen, the more of the investment can happen. So that will strengthen the economic relation between India and Maldives. Okay, so the key highlights, just the basic idea is that revenue account of the municipal corporations have remained in surplus. So revenue account is in surplus. The municipal corporations have got more of the receipts than its expenditure. but the receipts are higher because of the heavy reliance on the transfers and grants. Okay, the own source revenues are not adequate because the taxes and the fees that is collected by the municipal corporation are not adequate for meeting the revenue expenditure for most of the corporations. Okay, this can affect the financial autonomy and the functional independence of the municipal corporation because they are heavily dependent on the transfers and grants, even for their expenditure, even for their operating expenditure, or even for their ongoing expenditure. They are not able to have enough of the own source revenue. Property tax revenues of municipal corporation would benefit, might increase if they are following certain of the steps to decrease the leakages. Okay, so the property tax revenues might increase if the leakages are decreased, because many of the people are not giving the taxes, many of the people are hiding their taxes, or they are not paying. So the leakages might decrease if there are some steps that are taken by the municipal corporation. So this is the highlight. Okay, so I hope everything is clear now. Yes. So Pratham, correct. Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday you have Finance 360 with me at 10 a.m. Okay. So this is the 2 questions. I hope you will be able to answer both the questions. So these are the homework questions. Kindly answer them. And thank you very much for joining the session today. So this is it.